I'm Chris from Play Comics, a show where we look at video games based on comic properties and how well they stick to that source material, a part of the Gonna Geek Network, just like the show you're checking out now. Shows on the network are individually owned, and opinions expressed may not reflect others. Find other astonishingly geeky shows at GonnaGeekNetwork.com.
When the precogs declare a victim and a killer, their name is embedded in the grain of wood. Since each piece is unique, the shape and grain is unique. The shape and grain is impossible to forge.
I'm sure you all understand the legalistic drawback to pre-crime methodology.
Here we go again.
Look, I'm not with the ACLU on this, Jeff. But let's not kid ourselves. We are arresting individuals who have broken no law.
But they will. The commission of the crime itself is absolute metaphysics. The precogs see the future, and they're never wrong.
But it's not the future if you stop it. Isn't that a fundamental paradox?
Yes, it is. You're talking about predetermination, which happens all the time. Why'd you catch that?
Because it was going to fall.
You're certain?
Yeah.
But it didn't fall. You caught it. The fact that you prevented it from happening doesn't change the fact that it was going to happen.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Smoking and Drinking in Space. This is a sci-fi podcast from a couple guys who think they know sci-fi. And this week we review Tom Cruise's Steven Spielberg team-up that explores one of Phil K. Dick's novellas about predicting and preventing crime before it happens. It's 2002's Minority Report. But first, he's the guy whose face was used to sandblast a building, and he's a little butthurt about it. It's Rob. How are you doing, Rob?
I'm all right.
Just all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. My face hurts a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it hurts everybody else too, so.
Okay. It's mean.
It is, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a while, but...
Well, it's been a little while since we've done this.
Well, yeah. We've been doing, the Hot Hero Summer and stuff, but... So normally at this point in the show...
Two more left.
Two more? What are you talking about,
yeah.
Two more?
Well, as of this recording, there's two more episodes left of it. We still need to record those. Or did we record those?
No, we've already recorded all those.
Oh, yeah, we have. I'm confused.
Yeah. No, we're done recording Heroes.
Is this the now?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. So it's been a while, but do you remember what comes at this part of the show?
The pod crawl.
No.
Awards?
No.
My haiku. Hold on. I got it. Yeah. Superhero news.
Not superhero news.
Yeah. So I've got some news for you.
Oh, goddamn. All right. What news do you have?
Well, according to, let's see, this is comicbookmovie.com. This hasn't been entirely confirmed, but it looks like Deadpool 3 is off the table for a while.
What do you mean off the table?
Well, they've removed it from its the lineup.
Well, yeah, because it was just getting started filming, from what I understand, and then the strikes happened.
Yeah. So, the studio had, put up their upcoming releases for September through June of next year, and Deadpool 3 is not on there anymore.
Yeah, because it's not going to be near ready.
It's not going to be ready by May.
At all.
I don't think so. At all. I'll be surprised if it's, well, I mean, it's only August, or is it September? What day is it?
What day is it right now? Right now it's August.
No. What day is it when this comes out?
I think this is September.
Okay, so it's only September. So there's still a small glimmer of hope that they can get started again, but they're still not going to be ready in time.
No, because they got to shoot everything, and then they got to go through post-production and any reshoots, and there's no way it's going to be done in time.
None at all. Not at all.
All right, what else you got?
Let's see. Where is it? There it is. Well, Strange New Worlds, season 2 has finished.
It has. I haven't even started it yet.
You haven't even started season 2.
I haven't.
But you have started. So I thought this was newsworthy enough that Jason has decided that Strange New Worlds, not half bad.
It's actually pretty good. I actually enjoy
All right.
it. Yeah.
There you go.
So,
there you go.
I will
So
give
there is
you
a
I
hope
will
for
give
him.
you an SP credit. You guys
Yes.
suggested that I watch it, and
Yep.
I did, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, so season 2 finished. It finished in a glorious Star Trek fashion.
Don't spoil it.
I.e. cliffhanger.
Oh, well, figures,
And
yeah.
people are commenting that it's almost it's akin to what was it, Best of Both Worlds, with the Locutus of Borg cliffhanger. for
Oh,
TNG.
yeah.
Locutus. So they're kind of equating it to that in terms of just big mic drop type cliffhanger. So
Have you seen it yet?
I have. I'm excited for season 3 because season 3 has been confirmed. This isn't, keep in mind, this isn't a to be continued a la Heroes. They actually have been picked up for a 3rd season. So that's good to hear. And I'm excited. The only thing I wish it was a little bit longer. I wish we had more than just like 10 episodes.
I don't know. I think the 10 episode count is kind of the sweet spot.
I don't know. I'd prefer maybe 2 more.
12 maybe, but they've got some filler episodes, at least in the first season as it is. So
This one, there might have been a couple filler episodes, especially maybe like the musical version one.
there's a musical there's a musical episode.
There's a musical episode.
Oh,
now, granted,
good God. There was a
the
musical episode in the first season.
Was there?
Yeah, when they were
Sort of. That was more like, no, this is like singing and dancing.
Oh, good God.
Yeah. Like straight up musical, like West Side Story.
What the fuck?
Yeah. It's crazy. But the only thing is that they still moved character development along during this episode, which so like there was still some forward movement of a few characters and relationships and things like that, which is good. So it wasn't necessarily like just a complete, episode in a bottle blow off type thing. So anyway,
Okay.
I'm looking. I want more Anson Mount. What can I say? I want some more Pike. Give me that Pike.
They did a really good job casting Pike.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that. They did not do such a great job casting Kirk. James Kirk.
Kirk is better in the second season.
Well, we'll see.
You haven't seen.
I haven't seen him in the
real
second
Kirk.
season yet, but
Yeah, you haven't seen real Kirk. Those are all alter universe Kirks, weren't they in the first season?
I mean, not really.
I thought they were. I thought one of them was from. Have you finished season 1?
I finished season 1, yeah.
Okay, so one of them, wasn't it from like when Pike attempted to like stop his own death or whatever, or stop the death of his ensigns, and he went back.
Yeah,
to an
that
alternate
was
version.
the final episode of the season.
Right.
We only see
right.
Kirk
That's it.
once,
Yeah.
James T. Kirk once, and that was in the final episode of the season where they basically recreated Balance of Terror.
Yeah.
But Balance
Yeah,
of Terror didn't happen very long after Pike had the accident. So to say it's an alternate Kirk is kind of a misnomer because Kirk wouldn't have had enough time to alter his I mean, there wouldn't be really any alteration in Kirk's actions or the way he acts in his personality traits.
I think I don't know.
The main difference was he was captain of the Farragut instead of captain of the Enterprise.
Well, people and experiences change your
Not in a year.
Well, okay. So you could also claim because it kind of shows it in this. You know, if Pike never died or whatever, then maybe because Kirk comes and visits the Enterprise and gets advice and things like that from people, and so maybe that helped to change. And he met certain people, i.e., Spock and Uhura and that kind of stuff. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. I think he does a good job in the second one.
I think you're stretching. I think you're trying to apologize.
I think you're just too hard on the poor actor.
I mean, I have nothing against the actor. He just didn't act like James T. Kirk.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? After the second season, we will revisit this after you have watched.
And it wasn't even really the actions that he did, because all of the actions that he did in the episode were pretty much the same actions that he did in the original episode. So it wasn't the way that the character was written. I have nothing against the character. It's the casting direction that they went with for Kirk.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? Wait till the second season and we will revisit.
Okay.
Maybe you will change your tune.
Did they get another actor?
No, same actor. But maybe you'll change your tune, Mr. I'm not going to watch Strange New Worlds because it's crap.
I never said that. I never said that.
I've watched it and I'm on board.
I never said I wasn't going to watch Strange New Worlds because it's crap. I said I don't know if Strange New Worlds is crap or not, but it's not on my priority list because most of the new stuff that has come out for Star Trek has been crap. Discovery being evidence or...
okay, 1 out of 3 is not most, because Lower Decks is good as well.
No, I don't see that being any good.
Have you seen it?
I have not.
Okay. Then hold your judgment, Mr. Judgy McJudgy.
I am. I just said I don't see that being any good.
It was a good.
I've seen a few clips.
It's a good show.
I
mean, it's a good show. Moving on.
What else you got?
I've got one other thing.
You finally, because when we started this, you only had 2 news items, so you weren't prepped for the show.
Oh, no. So this was one of my 2 news items.
What was the third that you pulled out of your ass?
Strange New Worlds, buddy. I told you it was newsworthy because you enjoyed the show. So, booyah. This one is scientists or researchers. I don't know the difference, but this one says researchers, and then later on they say scientists. They have found a new way to store electricity.
Okay, so it's not in capacitors or batteries?
No, it's in cement.
In cement?
Yes, using cheap and abundant materials. So if they scale this up, the cement could hold enough energy in a house's concrete foundation to fulfill its daily power needs. Scaled up further, it could be put into roadways and things like that. Could power electric cars as they drive, a la like Minority Report. It looked like they had some electricity coming out of the things. Or what was that other one? Total Recall, the new one. I think they got power out of the roads. Anyway, so the cement devices right now are kind of small. They only power a few LED light bulbs, but they are working diligently to scale them up and see how well they work. The cement devices are they basically they're considered supercapacitors. They can consist of two electrically conductive plates separated by an ion conducting electrolyte in a thin membrane.
Okay, so they're capacitors that are surrounded by cement.
Sure.
So it's not a new way of storing electricity. It's just a different kind of mechanism around the same way to store electricity.
Well, so they're spiking, I guess, they're spiking the cement with highly conductive forms of carbon, like graphene or carbon nanotubes, and trying to, I guess, make the cement electrified.
Well, you just said there were two plates, so two electrolytic
that's how
plates.
That's how they're doing it right now.
Did you read the article?
Yes, it says the amount of power of the the cement devices are a kind of simplified battery called supercapacitors. They consist of blah da 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 da. What I said earlier. But they are looking to inject more conductive materials into the cement for concrete, because cement is concrete, right? Or
cement is the binding used to make concrete.
Concrete, right? Yeah. So they're looking at ways to increase the conductive materials inside of cement to make concrete be able to store power. Right now, they can add up to 10% carbon black without compromising the strength of the concrete, and they are looking to scale it up to where they can match the output of like a 12-volt car battery.
12-volt car battery. Okay, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, so I thought it was kind of crazy.
So what happens when your kid licks your foundation? Does he get electrocuted?
It'll only take once. Yeah. No, it was either we talk about this or we talk about how researchers in the 1970s threw a ferret inside of a super collider.
What?
Huh? Oh, you want to hear about that one?
Well, no, we've already done your 3. You're done.
No,
you'll have to save it for next one.
Particle accelerator. Sorry. So yeah, so some physicists put a ferret inside a particle accelerator.
Why?
Why else would you put a ferret inside a particle accelerator?
Well, I don't know the first reason, so I don't know why else you would do it.
Well, why would you? Why would you put a ferret inside a particle accelerator?
I wouldn't.
Why not?
Because it doesn't seem very healthy for the parrot or the ferret.
Well, the accelerator wasn't turned on at the time.
Okay.
They were using the ferret to clean out the particle accelerator.
Oh my God. What, did they put a mop on it and just have it walk through that's fucking
close. They put a magnet on it.
Oh my God.
To help pick up metal shavings out of the inside of the particle accelerator, because apparently some of those magnets were failing, and they failed. Ended up replacing around 350 magnets, and they couldn't figure out why. They thought maybe it was, I guess, impurities inside the accelerator. Just crapping out the magnets and stuff. So they shoved a ferret down it, trained the ferret, shoved a ferret down it, and said, run the tubes. So they did that for a little while, and then the ferret got tired of doing it, I guess, and they tried some other stuff. But yeah, at one point they used to shove a ferret down a particle accelerator tube.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That sounds like something you would come up with.
Look, he was cheap, right? I mean, you paid him in chicken, liver, and fish heads.
Anything else?
No.
All right. You ready for a pod crawl?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
We can call it, I don't know, say a pod crawl? The pod crawl! Pod crawl! Pod crawl! Pod crawl! Excellent! Insert it deep! Pod crawl! Kind of like a space suppository full of information.
Welcome to a future so technologically advanced, it's like Blade Runner and Black Mirror had a love child, and they named it Minority Report. In this dazzling dystopia, society has traded in its crystal balls for a trio of psychic misfits known as precogs, who predict crimes before they unfold, making Minority Report the ultimate buzzkill for aspiring criminals everywhere. Meet John Anderton, played by Tom Cruise, whose concerned face could launch 1,000 memes, a detective at the helm of the pre-crime division. Think of it as the fashion-forward version of crime prevention, no more messy investigations or courtroom dramas, just the precision of fortune-telling addicts with a knack for keeping streets squeaky clean. Anderton dives into his job with a zeal that would put your overachieving coworker to shame, chasing down pre-criminals like a kid chasing the ice cream truck on a sweltering summer day. Hold on to your retina scans, because here comes the plot twist, the same system that Anderton swore by predicts that he'll commit a murder. Oh, the irony. Suddenly, our proactive protagonist has a good reason to question the infallibility of precognition. With his reputation and freedom on the line, he launches a high-tech crusade to clear his name, all while avoiding the pesky inconvenience of a preemptive arrest. Get ready for a tour of the future that'll have you scratching your head in awe. Jetpacks, hovercrafts, and holograms that make your smartphone look like a paperweight, Minority Report has it all, distracting you from wondering whether the writers have a hotline to tech CEOs for a stash of hallucinogens. Enter the precogs, Agatha, Arthur, and Dashiell, the psychic trinity capable of predicting crimes with such accuracy that you'd think they had shares in Agatha Christie's estate. But alas, their visions aren't foolproof, leading Anderton on a wild goose chase through a city that's as dazzling as it is dystopian. As Anderton delves deeper, he finds himself surrounded by a cast of characters with more secrets than a CIA vault. There's Burgess, played by Max von Sydow, who might as well wear a sign saying "Trust me, I'm up to no good," the morally gray government official who's got more hidden agendas than a James Bond villain's lair. And then there's Lara, Samantha Morton, a femme fatale who's got more tricks up her sleeve than a magician at a children's birthday party. The plot twists pile up faster than laundry in a college dorm room, and you'll be on the edge of your seat, not just to avoid falling off during the dizzying action scenes, but also to keep up with the mind-bending conspiracies. In this world of high-tech surveillance and low-tech ethics, Minority Report serves as a cautionary tale about privacy, free will, and the hazards of relying on overzealous psychics to keep the peace. So, buckle up for a sci-fi extravaganza that's part detective drama, part futuristic fantasy, and all eye-rolling moments when you realize that even in the future, Hollywood still can't resist a predictable plot twist. Minority Report, where seeing the future doesn't mean you can see the plot holes coming.
All right, 2002's Minority Report. So this was your pick for host pick. Why did you pick this movie?
God damn. You know, you should have asked me that, or told me that you were going to ask me that so I could come up with a good reason.
Why would I do that?
Right. So, honestly, it was... Yeah, I struggled. I struggled to come up with something to watch because I don't know. I just did. I struggled, and this seemed like a good one.
Okay, well, great.
I liked it.
Great reason.
Yeah. Right? No, I liked it. I was trying to find a good time travel one. But all of the time travel ones that were there had bad reviews, and I wanted to seem smart because it seems like I have a reputation of every time it's host pick, they're terrible movies.
Yeah, you've definitely got that rep.
Yeah, well, I mean,
you got that rep because you kept picking shit movies for host pick
on purpose.
No, that wasn't all on purpose.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
so what are the ones that I've picked? I picked Wing Commander.
Yeah, you picked Wing Commander. That was on purpose.
James. Yeah, that was to piss off James because he hates Freddie Prinze Jr. And it was the only sci-fi movie that we had that had Freddie Prinze Jr. in it.
Yeah.
All right. What was another host pick that I had? Species.
Species was an awful movie.
Yeah. I just did that for the boobies.
Exactly.
We hadn't had boobies in a while, so I decided we needed some boobies.
Yeah.
Any others?
I don't remember what all your host picks were.
I think we've only done 2 host picks.
No, we've done more than 2.
Okay, so I host picked. I wasn't a host at the time. I host picked Oblivion, which was a good one. We liked that one.
Oblivion
with Tom Cruise.
Morgan Freeman. Yeah.
Yeah, we liked that one.
Yeah, that was okay.
That was a guest pick. That wasn't a host pick. I wasn't hosting at the time. I was just a guest guy.
Yeah, that was during the transition period. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
I think there were a couple others though. I'd have to go back and look.
You would have to. Why don't you do that? I'll wait.
I'm not going to do that right now. We'll just chalk it up to. I mean, so you've done, or you did 3 picks. One wasn't even a host pick. So out of your 2 host picks, you're batting 1,000 on shitty movies. Now,
well, yes,
one of those was on purpose. One of those was not on purpose.
They were both on purpose. Do you honestly think that I think Species is a good movie? Maybe 16-year-old me would think that.
I think 16-year-old you was the one that picked Species. I think you remember Species being much better than it actually was because you watched it when you were 16.
Oh, man. I don't know. Anyway, moving on.
So what'd you think about Minority Report since you picked it?
I liked it. I mean, I liked it the first time. I liked it the second time. I liked it the third time. I don't know how many times I'm on right now, but I like it. It's still good. Now special effects. Some of it's a bit shitty.
Like where? I thought the special effects held up pretty well, especially for a 2002 movie.
Yeah. I had a small problem with those jetpacks. They were
the jetpacks were a little
very
hokey.
Clunky.
Yeah,
they were terrible. It was definitely hey, they're hooked up to a zip line.
Yeah, yeah, you could definitely tell they were doing some line work with those jetpacks.
Yeah, that was bad. The rest of the CGI or the technology type stuff that they had in there, the effects, I thought those were pretty good. The wall, the glass wall TV screen, detective thing was always kind of cool to me.
I wonder though,
gesture with those special gloves.
That was kind of cool. I will give you that, but I wonder why they didn't have that thing networked. Why did he have to come over with that chunky tablet, unplug it from one terminal and plug it into that?
Yeah, I mean, I could understand plugging the data disk or whatever into it. Maybe with the idea that you want to keep the ladies or the precogs isolated, right. And so maybe it downloads it into, it's part of that whole wood ball system, and it puts it onto a file, and then you go and you put it in this thing. But yeah, the dude doing research behind him and then having to slide out a clear it was a clear floppy disk is all it was.
Right.
I mean, that's even back then, in 2002, I always thought that was a little clunky, that you would do something like that.
Right.
But the clear screen thing, that was interesting, to where it was a clear glass with a digital display in it, embedded in it, or what have you. I thought that was kind of interesting. The hologram crap really sucked balls, I thought.
I thought it was an interesting concept. I thought and I think the way that they imagined the hologram working was still pretty interesting. And the execution of the special effects for the hologram, I thought were done really well.
So yeah, it was interesting. But what I didn't what I didn't like is, okay, so you go full screen, right? And so then it looks like it's a projector of some sort, right? And then he like activates the hologram mode or whatever, and some additional things turn on.
Right.
So I would think that you would still have the quote unquote full screen version back there, and it would extrapolate and remove the 3D portion of it and fill it in and not leave it as a black background, to where if you're not sitting face on, you're going to see the hole.
Yeah. Well, okay. I can see that.
That's where I was like, it was a cool concept, and I was like, and I'm like, all right, that's kind of interesting, but it's like they half-assed it. It's like they didn't quite. I wouldn't say half-assed it, maybe 3/4 assed it. It was 75% cheek. They could have filled in that hole, and I think it would have looked a lot more impressive, a lot cooler.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
All right. So, what did you think of the plot?
No, hold on. What did you think of this movie?
I liked it. I mean, I thought it was a really well done movie. I think it still holds up for today, especially in some of the privacy aspects that it explores. I think it's even more relevant today than it was probably in 2002. I think the effects hold up. I think the plot is good. It's based upon a Philip K. Dick novella, but it's pretty loosely based upon it. I mean, it's the general kind of plot line is there, but everything else, the details are really changed based upon, or when you compare it to the novella. So it's still a good story. Don't go in, looking for the Philip K. Dick story and expecting it to be on the screen, because it's just not there. There's tons of changes between that short story and this movie. I thought Tom Cruise did a really, really good job. Steven Spielberg's direction in this is very good. I liked the way that they shot this movie. I liked the kind of washed out colors that they did in this movie. In fact, the fact that they did all those washed out colors, except for him dreaming about when he lost his child, because that was done in kind of a more normal color palette, and that made that stick out just that much more in the movie. So that was it really punched up that scene.
Right. And it mimics his outlook on life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You could see that, he's definitely got a much grayer outlook on life.
But did you notice that the colors punched back up during the outro, during the summary or whatever?
No, I didn't notice that. I mean, when they did the cottage, the colors looked a little bit more saturated at the cottage whenever they showed the precogs doing a normal life. But I didn't notice anything else after that.
No, it wasn't as saturated or what have you, like the pool was, but there was less blues and grays compare even in his house. It seemed, or his apartment, it seemed less blues and grays.
Well, because he cleaned the place up.
Well, clean the place up, but even the
he
colors,
lived like a fucking slob.
Oh, he was terrible. God,
like living with you.
Yeah, maybe. It's I liked it. Yeah, and then they got back together. That was nice, and had themselves Sean number 2.
Yeah, Sean number 2, replacement child.
Yeah.
No, I enjoyed this movie. I mean, it's sci-fi, it's neo-noir, It's action. It's a really good combination of all three. I think Steven Spielberg did a pretty good job here. So
yeah. So let's see. Compared to Total Recall,
yeah, this was supposed to be the sequel for Total Recall.
Was it?
Yeah.
Is that what they were saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they originally spec'd this script or this story as a sequel to Schwarzenegger's Total Recall. But then the production company that put Total Recall together went bankrupt, and they couldn't get Schwarzenegger on for a sequel, so they made it its own movie.
That's probably a good idea. I don't.
Yeah, this wouldn't have been as good a movie if it was a sequel to Total Recall.
Yeah, assuming that the story was basically the same, I don't see Schwarzenegger pulling this off.
Yeah, no. I don't know that Steven Spielberg would have done it with Schwarzenegger either.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not. So yeah, I was looking at the stuff that has been done based off of Philip K. Dick, and
there's a ton of shit.
There's a ton.
So
yeah.
AI,
I knew Blade Runner,
AI, which was Spielberg's movie before this one. In fact, this movie got delayed because of Tom Cruise and Spielberg's schedule. So Spielberg was doing AI. He took that over from Kubrick, which we've already reviewed that one.
Yeah,
we weren't so fond of, huh?
AI was based off of that.
Yeah, that was.
You sure? It's not showing up on Wikipedia. Maybe I need to go here. Let's see what we got. I do not see AI.
Oh, no. Sorry. That was based on a story by Brian Aldiss. Super Toys Last All Summer Long.
Dude, we could have done it.
What?
Darn, man. Paycheck. Because that was the other one that I was going to do, because that was like straight up time travel. That's next time. Next time we'll have to do Paycheck.
Paycheck.
That's it's based off of a short story that Philip K. Dick did. It's got Ben Affleck, Aaron Eckhart, Uma Thurman in it.
I don't remember that one.
Well, probably not, because it didn't do too great.
So you want to keep your bad movie streak going? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, okay, so it had a $60 million budget. It made 117 in the box office.
I mean, it made its money back at least, but
yeah, what really did it in, because I talked to you about this, what really did it in fact, we were sitting on the couch downstairs when you came and visited. And what turned us off was the fact that it was 27% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But I think it's a pretty decent movie. I mean, it's time travel and the idea of yes.
Oh, okay.
Time travel and the idea that, if you know your future, you can change it, which is in this one as well, which is in Minority Report. The whole idea that you know your future, you still have a choice up until then. It's not set in stone per se, which then it's that paradox, whatever science mumbo jumbo they were spewing out about the ball falling off the table.
Yeah. So yeah, we've done several Philip K. Dick movies. So we did Blade Runner, we've done Total Recall, we've done Minority Report. Yeah.
You trying to see if there's others?
Yeah, I was looking to see if there were any others.
There aren't any others that we've done.
Scanner Darkly's on the list, but we haven't done that one yet.
Yeah. That's about it.
There was another one that we did.
I thought...
The Man in the High Castle.
I was going to say Man in the High Castle.
Yep.
I thought that was...
That's Philip K. Dick, too.
Yeah. There was a Total Recall TV show?
Was there?
Yeah, Total Recall 2070.
Oh, wow.
It was it was a Canadian TV show.
Oh, okay. So it was a bunch of people apologizing to one another.
Yeah. They'd shoot each other and say sorry. And then chug maple syrup.
All right, so so let's talk about some of the themes that this explored. The first one being, basically the death of privacy.
Yes.
So you get scanned everywhere you go through a retinal scan, and they have like advertisements that are tailored specifically to you, playing
based off of your stuff. Yeah.
So not only
hey, Mr. Nakamura, did you like those tank tops you got last time?
Yeah. So not
hey,
only
Mr. Nakamura, how was your hairy hermaphrodite? I don't know.
So not only do you have, targeted advertisement following you everywhere, even on the cereal box. He was like, trying to get rid of that stupid cereal box ad, and he threw it.
But it wasn't targeted at him. That was just a regular ad, right?
Well, I know, but it's still right there.
Right. I thought that was kind of cool that the cereal box moved and stuff.
Yeah. But it's also basically, displaying to everybody what you're buying.
Right.
And what your shopping preferences are. So because it's not like nobody else can see those advertisement billboards. And why was he the one that was targeted? He must be like the biggest spender out of all those people, because all of the billboards, whenever he walked into that area right after he escaped from
the mall area.
Yeah, the mall area. They were all targeting him. So
he's Tom Cruise, damn it.
So all the billboards were him. They were announcing his name, and they were all things that he had bought previously. So they were trying to get him to buy more. And there were tons of people around him, but everything was focused on him. So
yeah. And then it makes me wonder. You couldn't wear sunglasses?
Well, I mean, I guess it read your eyes through sunglasses.
Or, I mean, I just have something shielding my eyes and be looking down the entire time.
I mean, but yeah, so think about the implications of today, and this happened in 2054. So that's
no, it happened in 2020 or 2002, dude. Idiot.
God, you're a moron. So you're
the one that said it was 2054.
Do you think this is plausible in 30 years?
No, it's plausible now, Dan. I mean, you got you've got targeted. You already have that with Google and Bing and that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Targeted ads, and I mean, hell, you have to specify it in like Windows 11. That's the first damn thing I do with any new computer I set up. Turn off that advertising ID. Turn off the track my history and all that stuff. Yep. And man, if I could get rid of diagnostic data or whatever it is, that'd be great. But no, I have to do only recommended or something. There's one that you can never feedback. Turn off feedback, but you can't turn off diagnostic data.
Right.
So it's like, seriously? I don't want people to know what I may or may not be doing in the privacy of my own home.
Well, it's supposedly anonymized before it's sent to them. So
supposedly. Well, and it's just like so like right now with Windows 11, you cannot set it up without having a Windows ID unless you do specific commands to bypass that particular thing.
Right.
So, I mean, you can set it up, but you have to, my kid isn't going to know what the hell to do, right? You have to look it up and figure it out. It's not difficult, but it's an extra step. you know, and so yeah, it's the privacy thing's already an issue, and whether it be companies or what have you doing it, or I mean, hell, there's some people just from their own volition are very not private people. You've got YouTubers and shit. We went out to eat with Nick and a bunch of his friends yesterday. It was his birthday's coming up, so we went to a place called Cidercade.
Cidercade.
It's like all you can play arcade games. And then they also it's in a brewery.
Oh, okay.
Place, like hard cider.
So it's an arcade bar.
Yeah, arcade bar. So we went there, and then we went out to eat somewhere. But I mean, the food got brought, and everybody was taking pictures of the damn food.
I know.
I mean, I was like,
why?
Like, seriously, why?
Are you gonna forget what it looked like?
Yeah,
I want to reminisce.
I
remember when I ate that plate of food.
That was a great plate of food. It was just like they took pictures of chips and queso, right? and it was literally like cheese sauce with some pico de gallo put on top of it, and then it had blue chips and regular corn tortilla chips.
Nice.
Yeah. It was nothing fancy, and they're like taking pictures of it. Now the burgers, okay, yeah, the burgers look pretty good and fancy, but not enough for me to want to take a picture. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. We got people that are already. I mean, we're already doing it. You know, video blogs and that kind of stuff. Hey guy, TikTok checking in. Hey fam, you know, that crap.
Sure.
So,
I mean, I take pictures of food on occasion just to make you jealous.
Well, yeah. I take pictures of food on occasion just to make you puke, but you know, it's that there's a reason for it. It's I'm not posting it for the masses, you know.
Right.
Like
yeah, I don't post it on social media.
Yeah, and maybe I might. I think I've posted a couple times food on social media, but it was because I was at like an event or something, right? And it was like, hey, look at this spread that we've got at this particular event. This is going to be fun, type of deal, But I've never just, hey, I had a grilled cheese sandwich today. Look at it; it looks so pretty. I mean.
Yeah.
Check out my bowl of cereal that I had for breakfast this morning, guys. It's so delicious.
So you think by 2054 we'll have something similar?
I think maybe not eye scans. I'm thinking more I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be more physical, like a more like physical technology type of deal, like an RFID chip or something in us, or if it is going to be biometric. I don't know.
I would still go with the biometric. I mean, we're using a lot more biometrics now anyway with facial recognition.
That's true.
It may not be a long range retina scan just because that could be a little problematic. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing to say that maybe the technology at that point won't be available, that they could do some sort of long-range retinal scan, but I don't know that the technology is out there right now. But facial recognition is definitely out there, and it's pretty fucking accurate for the most part for a large portion of the population. Although there are some models out there that kind of struggle with people with a darker skin. So
yeah, So I also think that, we're going to have biotech at some point, we'll have a phone implanted in our ear or something, or some, small stuff, right?
Oh, so you think we're going to have like cortical implants, stuff that feeds directly into our nervous system?
Well, maybe not necessarily cortical implant, maybe, but I was thinking more along the lines of if, maybe something like, okay. So it takes me back to like, I guess what was it, Go-Go Gadget or whatever, where you just basically you put your hand up in the telephone symbol and that's your phone, something like that, maybe something similar to like the Apple Watch or something like that, where it's a device, but it's like the entire device. It's not just, paired with the other phone,
right?
Something that kind of it pops up. I see us having something, some sort of holographic technology stuff, right? Your own personal data pad or something.
Okay,
more or less. Or maybe we won't, and it'll be somewhere more along the lines of like what was in The Expanse, where it was a clear phone, but that phone basically did everything.
Yeah. It was it was a little personal tablet, but it did everything.
Personal assistant type deal. Yeah, and even then it was, you weren't tied to a quote unquote phone plan type of deal. You hooked up to whatever network was in the area and it did its thing. Right. So, maybe something similar to that. And I don't know. Yeah, definitely privacy is going out the window in a sense. I just hope it's not to the extreme
as depicted in the movie. Yeah.
As depicted in that movie or other movies.
Yeah. I can certainly see it going that way though. In fact, I would, if I had to wager, I would wager toward it going that way rather than the other way. People have given up too much of their privacy. Corporations have pushed it far enough that I think it's over the tipping point, and we'll never get away from targeted advertising or privacy concerns like that.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons. Like, I don't have. I don't do Nest and things like that. Is it's like, well, is somebody looking at my shit on the cloud? That type of deal.
Yeah.
I have a few cameras and things like that, but they go through a specific app, and they're live feeds only. There's no uploading to the cloud.
Gotcha.
To look at other videos, right? It's a live feed. It does take snapshots, but those snapshots are like, I think it's 30 at a time when it sees an event, and and it basically it rolls off. But that's, you're accessing the device itself, not a cloud service. So, I've got that kind of stuff, but I'm not. Yeah, I don't have Alexa, I don't have an Echo Dot or a Google Nest or anything.
Yeah,
I don't
either.
Google Assistant. Yeah,
I do have Siri on my phone and my watch, but
yeah, and I've got Google on my phone, but it's turned off unless I push and hold the button to activate it. Right? It's not listening.
All right, let's
think it is.
Yeah, you don't think it is.
You ask Jan, and she says that her phone's listening to her because she's like, "We just talked about that yesterday, and it just showed up on my feed." I'm like, "Your phone is set up the same way as mine, and I don't have random shit showing up on my feed. I don't know what you're doing. Sleep researching? I don't know."
Right. All right, let's pivot to the other big theme that they kind of explored here, and that's the basically the civil liberties. So The whole concept of pre-crime is they are stopping murders before they happen, but they're incarcerating the people that they stop. So they stop a murder from happening, but then they incarcerate the person that was going to murder that person. So that, first off, kind of violates the Fourth Amendment because
So
they're violating the Fourth Amendment. They're detaining people before they've actually done anything, before they've actually committed a crime. And they're also, which one is this one? So that they're also violating their right to due process, because from what we've understood from this movie, there's really no trial. You're just incarcerated.
Well, there's a trial, but it happens before you even get picked up. They have two witnesses or a judge or whatever.
Yeah. But I mean, that goes against, your right to
being able to state your own case.
Well, to defend yourself and to
you're guilty until proven innocent.
Right. And your right to confront your accuser. There's also the privacy concerns, because they're able to, they're basically entering, or they're basically seeing you in your home or wherever this is happening. So if it is happening in your home, then they're looking in your home without a warrant. They were entering a home without a warrant, although you could say there's exigent circumstances. So if they had probable cause to know that you were about to kill somebody, they may be able to get through that. But then they wouldn't know. How did they know that you were about to kill somebody without violating your privacy, right? So there's several constitutional problems with what they're doing in this movie.
Yeah, so thinking about that, the whole stopping the crime before it happens and then incarcerating them, maybe. Well, like the first one that they show, right? That was not premeditated. That was a crime of passion,
sure,
or what have you, right? So you stop it. All right. So you stop them. Say, hey, according to our stuff, you were going to do this, and they're like, oh no, and maybe they snap out of it or whatever, and then they deal with, in this particular case, they deal with the infidelity, and they, split up or what have you. Do like a 3 strikes and you're out type of policy, where even for like premeditated. So it sounds like, in terms of murder, right? They say that they can't capture rape and all those kind of things. What was it? Rape and kidnapping and that stuff. It was just the murder stuff. So premeditated murder, they've got like 36 hours or whatever to do it. They find that one. First off, you have to get rid of the whole idea of it's an echo. Look into it every single time. Right. But if it's premeditated and you stop it, great. You say, hey, we know that you're about to do something, about to do it. If they confess, great, whatever, then you can deal with it. If they're like, no, I wasn't going to do anything, well, then by that standard, you hold them until the said event isn't going to happen anymore.
But again, that's constitutionally problematic, because you're holding them for no cause.
Well, okay, so cops can hold you for a certain amount of time
if they have reasonable, articulable suspicion that you're going to or have created or have committed a crime.
Right. So in this particular case, they rewrite some stuff to where they say, hey, based off of the fact that we can do this because we know it happens, we've tested it or what have you, we're gonna put you on house arrest, or we're gonna be watching you. Somebody's, for 36 hours or whatever the time frame is. After it's done, great, go about your business. They show, but if they keep showing up, Yeah, maybe after the third one, you're like, all right, you're bound and determined to murder somebody, Mr. Serial Killer. So yeah, now we're gonna lock you up.
But they're locking them up for not having done anything.
But they were thinking it.
Okay, but then you're going into thought police.
Yeah, I don't. And
then that's a violation of your First Amendment.
I'm just trying to help. I am just trying to help our society in 2054. Okay, how can we find a nice, happy medium? Yeah,
but when you get rid of,
okay, so how would you get rid of crime?
I mean,
how would you get rid of murder?
How would I you're never going to get rid of murder.
Well, then I don't want to live in your society. I'd rather live in a society that has no murder.
Okay.
But is full of drugs, alcohol, and rape.
Right. And kidnapping. Don't forget kidnapping.
Dang it. I forgot about that kidnapping one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look,
So I could kidnap you, take you outside the 200-mile jurisdiction, and then just butcher you there.
Well, yeah. So that's the other thing is apparently this only works within a radius, right? So
or they only have jurisdiction within a radius. Yeah.
I would like to believe that it's only within a radius because they moved the three precogs out to the middle of BFE so that they could live a normal life, right?
Yeah, so that makes sense.
They're away from anybody wanting to try to murder or what have you, because regardless of whether the systems were in place or not, they're still having the nightmares.
Sure.
Right? So...
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's just don't live in that damn city, if you don't like it. And so there's already a flaw to this in the fact that okay, you've got three precogs. It works there. How are you going to move this out in other places?
Well, they have more precogs.
Do they? Because it sounded like most, from what the old lady was saying, it sounded like these were the only three that survived. Everybody else had died.
I don't think these were the only three. I think she said that there were several that did die, but that all of them were, basically gene experiments. And so they know how to recreate them because she said if you consider, a bunch of accidents and stumbles successful, then yeah, we were successful. So they can obviously reproduce the results that resulted in these three precogs. So that's what they would do, is they would recreate the results nationwide. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it was a fluke.
So this gets us into the third theme, and that's fate.
So many themes.
Fate versus free will, or predeterminism versus free will.
Right. Right, because nothing's set in stone. You still always have a choice up until the last second.
Yep.
Yeah, because and they showed that both times. Cruz didn't shoot the dude willingly. And then old man Bristow
shot himself.
Shot himself, yeah. He changed his mind and shot himself.
So it kind of leaves the movie kind of leaves it ambiguous, right? Because on one hand, we saw Cruz decide not to shoot him, but it ended up happening anyway. So that kind of reinforces the predeterminate argument. But then Burris, or what the fuck was his name? I can't remember it.
Loris?
No, it started with a B.
Burgess. Lamar. I was correct too. It started with an L.
Yeah. So Burgess ended up shooting himself instead of Cruz's character, Anderton.
Mm-hmm.
So then that kind of reinforces the free will argument. So which do you think it is?
Oh, I always
because
think
the only way that the pre-crimes work is if it's all predeterminism.
Right. I think it's free will. So okay, so I agree with what Cruz said on the balcony, in that You know it's going to happen. Therefore, you have a chance to change the outcome. So there's no way to tell if it's predetermined or whatever, unless the only way you could do that is if there was a third party that knew what was supposed to happen or whatever and stayed entirely neutral and watched to see if it happened.
But what about the Minority Reports? I mean, the whole point of this movie was there's a Minority Report where the precogs don't agree. So if there's two different outcomes that the precogs are precognition or precogniting, what the fuck is the right? Anyways, that they're seeing, then that doesn't support predeterminism.
Well, no. It supports the multiverse.
So they're able to see across universes.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Infinite paths.
All right.
Yeah, no, so yeah, and in those particular cases, then they shouldn't be. So that's a hard one. Is it actually going to happen? So we don't know. We don't know in those particular Minority Reports. We don't know what the outcome was because we never saw one of those happen. They were never allowed to play out. Right. So, because it always seems like I got the impression that the Minority Report always came from Agatha. Like she was always the one that deviated if there was a deviation.
Yeah, they said that in the movie.
Right. So we never saw one of those examples where there was a Minority Report, and I mean, did they let it play out to see what would happen, or did they just decide, well, majority wins, and the twins are always going to agree with each other? So yeah,
I don't know,
that type of deal.
But we know that they exist, and we know that they're different, and we know that they're deleted.
Right. We know they exist, but we know that the powers that be chose to ignore it.
But regardless of that, that's irrelevant to the question. The question is, can you have predeterminism if there's two different versions of the future that have been seen?
In those particular cases, probably not. But what are those two different versions? Is one where they kill and one where they don't kill? We don't know.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they both kill, but just under different circumstances. Predeterminism is exactly that. It is predetermined that this is going to happen in this way.
Well, but then they turned around and said that's not going to happen because we had free will at the end. He killed himself as opposed to. So you think that the movie is leaning towards free will rather than predeterminism? I think so.
So you agree that the Department of Pre-Crime should have been dissolved because without predeterminism, pre-crime just doesn't work.
Well, we know that it doesn't work unless Agatha was there.
So your perfect society where you don't want murder just isn't going to happen because you can't do pre-crime without predeterminism.
No. So no, my perfect society.
No. We're coming back to.
Listen. My perfect society will happen because we're just going to lobotomize everybody.
All right, that works.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just get rid of all those urges.
All right, you got a haiku for us this week?
I do. Let's see. This one is called. Oh shit! I didn't write it down. Well, that sucks. I didn't write a title for this one. This one has a title, and I don't know what it is.
Oh, that's a great title.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I'll come up with something. But anyway, avoided murder. Unless you game the system, activate cheat codes.
All right. You got any awards?
I do.
Who's got your black lung?
I don't have one.
What? You don't have one?
I didn't see it. Well,
Oh, come on.
okay. So you could give it to Tom Cruise for his huffing his thing,
No.
but I don't remember anybody smoking.
Oh my God.
Who
They showed it so many times.
Who smoked?
I'm giving it to the old woman in the lobby of the hotel
with the damn pipe.
With the pipe.
Oh, I totally missed that one. Well, I didn't miss it. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, she's getting
Damn.
mine.
Dang. All right. Shoot.
All right, who's got your head lush?
I'm just going to give it to that the pre-crime party gala thing. There was booze on the tables.
Okay. Saw somebody smoking or
We're not
somebody
doing
drinking.
smoking.
Somebody drinking. Who was it? Oh, I can't remember. I want to say it was his wife.
Coffee was involved.
No. Anyways, okay. I'll go with yours. I'll give it to the gala because I can't remember. I could have swore somebody was drinking a big glass of wine, but I can't remember.
I don't remember any of that. Anybody.
All right.
Outright drinking.
Who's got your player?
I'm gonna give it to Burgess, just because he knew the limitations of the system and he played that system to his benefit multiple times.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give mine to the old lady who Iris Henneman. Dr. Iris Henneman, who was the mother of pre-crime, if Burgess was the father of pre-crime, because she stole a kiss from Tom Cruise.
Yeah. She made out with that guy.
Yeah, she stole a kiss from Tom Cruise when she had the opportunity, and
I don't think that was even written in the script.
Probably not.
I think she's just like, hey, now's my chance to get some young Tom Cruise lip action.
Yeah, I think so. So she's going to get mine.
Take advantage of it. Yeah. All
right. Who's got your purple hippo?
I'm giving it to John and his inhalers.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to give it to John for going through all of the shit that he went through to basically clear his name. So he had brand new eyes installed. He fucked up his face to get through facial recognition and disguise himself. And yeah, he went through the ringer. So I'm going to give it to John.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
All right. Well,
did you notice that apparently Sandra just gets around? I mean, she had a new boy toy this time.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
I didn't even realize she was in this movie.
I didn't either until I saw her, and I was like, oh, yeah, there she is. Yeah. She's so young.
Yeah. She's so young.
All right. So next week, it's host choice, only it's my choice this time.
No, we're doing paycheck.
I
get two host choice. I get two hostesses.
Nope, not doing paycheck.
Come on.
No, we're going to be reviewing the movie where a research team in Antarctica is hunted by a shape-shifting alien that assumes the appearance of its victims. Stars Kurt Russell, Wilford Brimley, and Keith David. Directed by John Carpenter.
The Thing.
Yeah. 1982's The Thing.
Okay.
This is one of my.
It was Whiteout.
No.
With Kate Beckinsale. I was like, what? I don't remember there being shapeshifters in it.
No, this is one of my favorite sci-fi movies.
Okay. All right. Well, I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's old, but it's good.
It's very old, but all right.
It's not very old. It's as old as you are.
I'm older than sin, dude.
All right, well, that's got it for this week. Our intro and outro music is Welcome Home by Cambo. Podcrawl music is Snack Pick from Chat. If you like the show, please rate and review us on iTunes. You can leave us feedback on our Discord channel at smokinganddrinkinginspace.com/Discord. And you can email us at smokinganddrinkinginspace@outlook.com. If you'd like to throw a few nickels our way, you can become a Patreon supporter by going to smokinganddrinkinginspace.com/Patreon or visit us at Gonna Geek for more great shows at GonnaGeek.com. For this week, I'm Jason.
I just want to say that the dude was wanted for pre-murder, yet they left his entire access intact
I know.
At the police station.
I know. He kept coming in.
What the hell? Am I their IT dude? I think
so. I think you are.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. We'll talk to you next week.